In working on this portrait of my niece Maia, I am at the stage I call the third draft or the final draft. At that point, I've kind of done everything I can think about doing, but then having an actual list is very helpful. So I sit down with my pad of paper and a pencil, and I write down everything I can possibly see that I might want to change. And I do know that it's going to I'm no doubt will be adding on to stuff as I go. But at least it gives me a really good start, because otherwise I look at it and I just kind of get lost in the details again. Because at some point you have to say it's done. And this is getting really close. I could say it's done. And what I want to do right now is show you a few of the things that I have done and the final little touches I'm planning on doing before it's ready for quilting. All right, so my list starts with her face. And when I was looking at this, comparing it to the photo, let me pull the photo up here for you. So there's just a kind of a black and white of the photo. One of the first things that I was thinking is that I need to add a little more of a light at the corner of her eye. So it says corner of left eye. And I need to add a little light here. Her face in the original is, really dark there, and you can't see the white of an eye. But I think for this purpose, without that white in the eye, she looks a little cross-eyed, and she's not going to appreciate that. So I will add that. I also have talked about a sparkle in the eyes. And for something like that, instead of cutting a piece of fabric, I'm probably going to find a little something in here, a little grouping of sparkle, and just kind of give her a little twinkle. Because I have added quite a bit of sheer fabrics here. I decided that this is kind of a magical piece. She's kind of turning into this butterfly. It's a metamorphosis. And so, a little sparkle, it works for that sort of thing. We wanted a little magical looking. So I have some silver that I've added here. You can see for the highlights in her face. There's a gold that, even though it's gold and catching light, it actually looks like this little bit of a shadow. It was it gave an effect that I hadn't really anticipated, that I kind of like. So I like when things surprise me and happen in an interesting way. This black here has some green and blue glitter in it, and that I've added down in here, and it kind of brings in some of the blue and green from her face, and again adds a little sparkle. I've also put a little bit of this same sparkle tool into the black of the butterfly wings, and I'll plan on adding a little more of that before the end. And her hair, if I had sparkle in the face and sparkle in the wings, and there's some in the background now you can see, her hair needed it too. So I've added a few different netting and tulle with glitter in it there. I've also added a little more of some curly cues, and that was from a fabric that here, I purchased this fabric because of the butterflies in it. I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to use maybe. But then the background actually had these great curves. And one of the things Maia said, she saw this just the last few days, and she thought she'd like to see a little more curl in her hair, because her hair is curly. So I thought, okay, I can go with that. I can do that. So that's something that has gone onto my list. Right here, more curls in hair. And that'll remind me that I need to do that. I found the fabric that I can do it with. I've got this fabric that I just showed you with the butterflies. I was looking for that fabric, and I found this fabric. And this is a piece I've used in various things, but look, it's got little curls in it. And those curls would kind of work with some of the color curls I've got here. So that gives me something else to play with. And in one of my recent travels, I found this fabric here that has curls in it. See that? And so that might be some highlights. I tried a little bit of that, and I cut it out, and I'll see if if I put it up here, you can see I have to really fussy cut it. See, this curve is fussy cut, that one is not. And because it's on a white organza sort of background, it is a bit opaque. So I'll have to be careful with that. I'm honestly not sure if it'll work. It might just be a little too much, but it might be a nice highlight here and there. So that's all part of the face third draft.